Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Beth with Crate with Beth, and today we're going to be making a card that is called a fractured card. You probably might have heard of it. It also goes by the Faux Shutter card. So it's pretty easy to do, and it looks really neat. It looks more difficult than it is, but it's really, really simple. So I haven't even made this card yet. Normally I like to make my cards in advance, try them out before I share them with you, but today I haven't even made it. So this will be my first time to make it. So if I mess up, we're going to mess up together. So I'll show you some of the things that we're going to be using. We're going to be using the Cutest Crew stamp set again because I absolutely love it and I couldn't resist bringing it out once more. We're also going to use the Stylish Shapes dies today because I always forget to use them. I forget that I have them and I wanted to bring them out and use them again. And we've got some cardstock here. I have a couple pieces of bubble bath. I have a full-size sheet and then a smaller sheet that we're going to use. And then I have some pattern paper that is really old and retired. This, I think this is what this was. I don't know. I have a whole bunch of paper in this folder here, and I don't know for sure if this is what it was called. It's Delightfully Eclectic. No idea when it came out. It is probably most definitely retired. But yeah, I just picked this out, and the bubble bath is featured in this sheet. So let's set this aside for the moment and bring out my trimmer. And we're going to take our full sheet of bubble bath and we're going to cut our card base, just your traditional card base, at 5.5. And scored at 4.25. Just like we always do, just about. Okay. Go ahead and fold and burnish this. There we go. There's our card base. Then we're going to take that spare sheet of cardstock that we had and we're going to cut some 1/4-inch strips. Just the length of our card base that we have here. We're going to do 4. Here, make sure I get the right size. And you don't have to do these in the cardstock. You could do these in a different pattern paper that coordinates with your sheet that you're already using, but we're going to use the cardstock. Okay, there are our 4 pieces of that. Set that aside. We're going to bring our pattern paper back in and we're just going to cut a piece that is 5.25 by 4 inches. It's such a pretty paper. I really like this. So that's going to go on the front. And then let's cut a little strip too. I like to add a strip. We're going to do about 1/2 inch. I like to add a strip, or maybe let's do 3/4 inch. I like to add a strip of pattern paper to the inside of my card to dress it up. Okay, so there is that. We might need this again in a second. We are going to use some white cardstock as well. And yeah, we are going to need that actually. I need to cut a piece for the inside. So for my insides of my cards, I like to do 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. kind of my little formula that I have. All right, there is our inside piece. We're going to need a couple other pieces. We're going to need a piece to do our die cutting with. So let me get our die out first. I need to figure out which one of these we want to use. I think we're going to use, yeah, we're going to use this one. This is the square, and it's the second one down. For that, you don't need to use the dies. You can cut any size square that you want, and it will work with this design. So this one, let me give you an exact measurement if I can. This is 2 3/8 by 2 3/8, if you're wondering what size I'm using. So let's find a piece of scratch paper here that we can use for our die. Will that fit? Yes, it will. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this out using my mini machine here. Let's get our plates out. We're going to need a couple 2s and our number 1, I think. It's been a while since I've used this. Okay, we're going to put our number 1 down. We're going to put our paper. That paper just barely fits in our die. Whoops, it helps if I put my number 2 down first. So number 1, number 2, and then another number 2 down there. And we'll go ahead and run this through. Just like that. And then while we have this out, we're going to go ahead and cut. Isn't that pretty? We're going to cut a sentiment piece that we can stamp on. So I think we'll use, will this be too big? I don't want something that's going to be really overwhelming, but I think we will go ahead and use this piece, and we might be able to use the same piece of scratch paper. Whoops, oh, I'm knocking my stuff over. So we'll go ahead and die cut another piece here that we can stamp our sentiment on. I'm trying to avoid having to tape it down because I'm lazy that way. Oh, it's going to start. You know, this machine is so temperamental, and I really don't know why. Sometimes it works fine for me, and other times, no matter what I do, it just doesn't want to work. I find it very, very frustrating. So let's try that again. I'm staggering my plates because that is often what will work. Okay, it's going to work this time. It's a little bit tough. There we go. All right, let's get rid of this machine. I hope you're all having a fabulous day today. We have finally gotten a break from the rain. It has rained here every day, and we're getting really bad. We've had some really bad. We lost. Oh dear! I lost one of my. Did it fall on the floor? I don't see it. We're gonna have to cut another little strip of cardstock because I somehow lost it. Yeah, we've had rain here every day for I don't know how many days. Is there 4 here? Oh, we have definitely misplaced one of our little strips. So we will cut another one. And it is flooding everywhere. It's like really bad. Just to the point where the dams can't take it, and they're ready to overflow and they're evacuating people and everything. It's here, not in my area, but yeah, it's gotten really bad in a lot of different areas. Okay, we're ready to do some stamping. Let's do our stamping first. So I'm going to bring in my mat. And what we're going to do is our piece like this, it's going to go on an angle. So we're going to turn it this way before we stamp. And we'll get our Cutest Crew back out. And for this, I'm going to use these little birds. I really, really wanted to use those. I think they're so adorable. And they're going to fit perfect just like this. So let's get a block out. What size block? I haven't used this yet, so we'll season it by rubbing it on the inside of my wrist. And we'll get the Memento Tuxedo black ink out. All right. Hopefully we can get this straight. There we go. Yeah, I think we have today that it's not going to rain, and then I think it's going to come again tomorrow. We just can't get rid of it. Hopefully we're going to get some really good flowers out of this. Okay, and then let's do our sentiment. What do we want to do? I think we're going to do the, hopefully it will fit. Let's see if this happy birthday will fit on our, I think it will. Okay. Just like this. So we're going to go ahead and do it in the Memento. And this again is one I haven't used, so we'll season it. Happy birthday. I can always use happy birthday cards. I used to have a whole bunch of them, and then I used so many of them. All of a sudden I went to find one the other day and I didn't have any. So I need to keep up with my stuff. Okay, and then we'll do the inside of our card too while we have this out. So for the inside, let's use Have the Best Day. This is why it's nice to have different size blocks in your stash so that you don't have to keep changing up what block you're using, or use the same block for all your different things. I like to have blocks that are the same size or close to whatever stamp I'm using. You get a much better impression, I found, when you do that. So that's just a little suggestion for you in case you're wondering why you need all those blocks. You don't technically need them all, but it is nice to have them. Okay, so we're ready to go ahead and start putting this card together. Oh, you know what? Actually, I lied. We're going to do some coloring first. We're going to color our little birds. So I don't think I have, do I have a bubble bath? You know what? I might. Hold on. Nope, that is, yes, it is bubble bath. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and use my Stampin' Blends. And I know I'm going to use bubble bath. And then we're going to use, what other color do I have here? What color is this? I'm trying to think of what color is actually in. This is Shaded Spruce. Will it? I don't know if it will. Oh yeah. We're going to use Shaded Spruce. This is the light Shaded Spruce. And I think we'll just use these, I think. Oh, you know what? I need an orange. So this one is peach pie. This is the light peach pie. Yeah, let's use that. Okay, so we're going to use the light and dark bubble bath, the light shaded spruce, and the light peach pie. So to color my birds, I'm going to start with the light. And I'm going to color everything but his wing. I'll go ahead and do the other ones while I'm at it. It's been wonderful to have the birds back, singing and feeding and excuse me, I've missed them so much. Now we're going to take the dark bubble bath and we're going to do the wings. And the tail feathers. And let's use the peach pie for the beaks. And then we'll finish up. We'll do these little tufts of grass down here. There we go. And you could go to town on this. You could do a lot more. You could add some sky and more grass and all that, but I'm just keeping it really simple. I'm just doing a basic little image here. Okay, so there's our image. Now we're going to go ahead and start putting this card together. So we're going to take the pattern paper piece and we're going to line up our birds here, and I'm going to go a little bit towards the top, but not so much that it doesn't leave me enough room. I want to be able to have my sentiment down here, so right about here. So let's go ahead and get our glue out, and we'll glue this piece down. This is another design that will show off your pattern paper, whatever you have that you want to show off. There's so much great DSP out there. I see so much that I want to buy, and I've got to be careful with my finances and all that. So I have to try to be good. I'm kind of waiting for a free shipping day. Waiting for that before I place an order. Okay, and it looks like I got some adhesive down here, so we'll use our adhesive eraser. Those little holes that are in that where we cut it, the glue is going to want to come through there, so try to avoid that. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to take these pieces that we cut, and we're going to start here at the top. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue this one down just like that, so that it's even with the edge of our paper. So we'll put some glue on here. And we're going to line that up with the edge of our little square. I think that looks good. And you're butting it right up to the side of that white piece. Okay, there's our first one. So we're going to take our second one. And our second one is going to get lined up right just like that, butting up against that other piece. Sun's out. I love it. Love it when the sun comes out. Okay, just like that, if you can see. Now we'll do our third piece. This one is going to get butted up there. Such a simple card design, and yet it's going to make people be like, how'd they do that? That's so cool. Okay, and then our final piece is going to go right here. Is that cool or what? Isn't that cool? I love it. So let's take our scissors and we're going to turn this over and trim off all these bits that are hanging over. There we go. Okay, now we can put this on the front of our card base. If you want to add a ribbon or anything, this would be the time to do that before you glue down this piece. I'm not going to do a ribbon today. I think it's pretty enough as it is without ribbon. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and glue down our sentiment piece just down here at the bottom. Happy birthday. Just like that. Isn't that cute? So we're going to add some, let's add the inside, and then we're going to add some bling to our card because of course we are. You know I don't do card without adding some bling. Whoops. Okay, what should we use today? Let's look in my drawer here and see what would I'm trying to think if I'm wondering if these pearls, you know, they're not white. They're more of an ivory. So no, I don't think that would look too good. I don't know if I have any bubble bath gems. Let me check. I do have these. They're not quite the same color. So I think that would be too distracting. We have these clear ones. Let's use these clear ones. These are from the Ladybug Garden Suite epoxy shapes. Oh, and I'm just realizing I forgot to add my pattern paper on the inside of the card. Oops. I was going to do that. I forgot. Let's do one there. Oh, these are tough to pick up. Let's try my take your pick tool instead. One there, and one over here. You can't hardly even see them, but they look cute. So maybe a diamond gem would have worked better. All right, let's set these aside. There is our card, guys. Isn't that cute and clever? Well, let's go ahead and put this in here. Let me trim off. I'm going to use my bone folder here and mark it where we need to cut. Hopefully I can see that. And we'll stick this down. I'm going to make a bunch more of these with different papers and stamps. It's definitely something that I think would be easy to mass produce. There we go. That looks good. All right, that is our fractured card. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will give it a try. It really is super easy and fun to put together. Thank you so much for stopping by to craft with me today. I hope you had fun. And please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you next time. Bye, guys.